Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about the Jormungandr. Even though I have made a video on her, I don't think I have fully explained what I expect from her. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. It's going to be a short video, I think. So just in case I haven't said everything what I wanted to say in the previous video, as there have been a lot of new heroes released on the same time and I have used AI, so it was a bit tricky. So this time I'm going to try and correct it. So at her 6 stars, she's going to have just this ability unlocked with a lesser scaling, which is okay, but it's not exceptional. The frontline hitting abilities are the worst one, since it can be countered by a lot of things, such as Elmer, such as Fortitude, such as anything that can survive a lot in the frontline, basically. And especially if it's just one enemy surviving, you will just not get any benefit from the ability pretty much, since you're hitting 1 out of 4 heroes pretty much. Apart from that, she's going to also have unlocked Poison Fang, which I'm assuming is going to be at 100%. And this is her best skill in my opinion, as it permanently increases the skill multipliers by 200%. And my opinion on this, it's going to be a very broken skill if it increases the skill multipliers of the pledge heroes such as Atropos Cleopatra. Not Hela, because her pledge is not technically a skill, it's a passive. So I don't think this is going to be buffing Hela, but I think it's going to be buffing Atropos and Cleopatra. Another hero that this might potentially buff further is Pandora, as Pandora benefits from increasing her basic attack's ultimated skill, and this should in theory boost all three. So Pandora is likely going to be the best hero to pair with Jormungandr, and because she is also a Monarch and Glorian, which Pandora loves. Now, my prediction is that this skill, if coded correctly, is going to be absolutely broken, and absolutely fun to play with. You can play her with Wukong as well, especially because she has a swap effect. Wukong includes basic attacks, and Wukong basic attacks like crazy. I think Jormungandr is going to be pretty fun hero. That's for her 6 stars potential only, so let's move to the 7 stars. At 7 stars, this ability, just ignore it, like it's so bad. Such a low scaling, such a trash hit rate, and basically the worst ability in the game, pretty much in my opinion. So just ignore this. The interesting thing is this Ouroboros skill. So this skill is either going to be absolutely useless or absolutely broken, and my opinion is that it's going to be the first one. And here's why. Swap mechanic is good, but it's random. Now, we don't like random swapping. Imagine you're swapping with Elmer, who's in front line serving as a tank, you swap him to the back line. Like speaking for Rift Odyssey, for example, as you would likely run her with Pandora because of this. So, Rift Odyssey case swap with Elmer pretty bad, right? It doesn't do anything, and it's even worse in PvP if it messes up your placement. And for example, you are going against Aphrodite and you swap your Mangador, who is in the back line, with Pandora, who is in the front line, and then Aphrodite just kills your Pandora because she hits backline. That's just one of the examples of how this swap mechanic could go wrong. But it also could go right if it swaps with, for example, someone like Wukong. But the odds of that happening is quite minimal, so I'm more leaning towards this entire passive skill being bad. Another bad thing, 10 million flats, it's really, really bad. Like, we have seen this on Fenrir, we have seen this on Odin, even on Hela, she had to get percentage scaling buffs to even be considered good. So yeah, flat scaling is awful in this game, and anything that has a flat scaling is pretty bad, apart from the early game, because you don't have a lot of base stats to cover up for the percentage scaling. So flat scalings such as Tsuki dominate early game but fall off quite drastically in the late game. So yeah, my thoughts on this, even at 7 stars, it's probably going to be 5 million. Not sure about this. Maybe you don't get the immune incoming skill damage. Another thing about that, this could block something crucial like Aphrodite or Leviathan ult, but it could also block something minimal. So entire passive skill is RNG, and I'm not liking it at all, and I hope they adjust it. I will try to ask them to adjust this further because I don't think this is worthy of a hero to have such an RNG impact on the fight that is most likely going to end up in negative scenario for you. So her 8 star is going to be major synergy spike in my opinion, because she will unlock Monarch and she will also upgrade her skill to 200%. Again, as I mentioned, it's same as 6 stars, just double the value. Atropos, Cleopatra, Pandora, Wukong, pretty high potential, Eudora even as well. So I'm expecting quite a lot. Her synergies are amazing, one of the best synergies in the game, like Glory and Deviant Monarch. We do not have such a hero in the game yet. Another thing she unlocks is her Oath Force. And Oath Force is just broken. She's basically Victoria, just better in my opinion, because she's far easier to get, far cheaper, and has additional effect. So this at 8 stars is very likely going to be for one round and might not have this, or it might be 50% chance to cast her ultimate additional time, max once per round. Now this, in my opinion, is one of the best old forces in the game, and why I think that is because you can likely shift her into Doom's teams, and because of the way that invincibility works, she will just be undying for 3 rounds, soaking up all the damage and reflecting it back to the enemies. This can be deadly as it is with Victoria. Pretty easy to fit her in any meta team in my opinion, and this skill is just broken. Even if it will be at one round at 8 stars, I'm just predicting this, it's still going to be good nonetheless. So at 12 stars, I feel like that's her biggest spike. 3 rounds invincibility, casting back ultimate after an action is taken. This also very likely will help Arthur stack or Isis, depending on who you run her with. So yeah, overall, I think this hero has a great potential. I'm expecting a lot from her. And I'm not going to be summoning a lot because I have already spent above my budget in this season. This season was very, very expensive, and unfortunately, she will be a hero I will be getting through the Oracle. Or if the season 12 heroes are bad, I will just focus on her. So yeah, I think her power spikes are at 6 stars, then 8 stars, 10 stars, and then 12 stars. So to summarize, the 6 stars is the 100% scaling on the Atropos, Cleopatra, Pandora, Wukong, Eudora, any hero that really does decent chunk of damage to improve it even further. 8 stars unlocks her Monarch, unlocks her Oath Force, pretty amazing. Deviant Monarch, Glorian will fit in a lot of teams. And then 10 to 12 stars unlocks her carry slash tank potential, and I think it's going to be amazing to play with. In this season, she seems like the most hype hero in my opinion. While Odin is actually good and broken, I don't consider her to be fun. This is a hero I consider to be fun, not entirely sure why, but it just seems like a hero that can be played in a lot of teams and tested a lot with. Even though that's the case with Odin, Odin doesn't have interesting synergies in my opinion. So apart from the skill, I think everything else screams pretty good about her, and yeah, just wanted to make sure I said it in this video if I didn't mention it in the last video. So that's about it. About her runes, I don't think you need her runes, it just improving her damage, which is not really needed, but surely will come in handy, especially if she's 12 stars and can stay alive a lot longer and tank a lot. So to reflect back with her second out first, which is casting her ultimate to deal additional damage, which scales up from this. So that's it for the Jormungandr. I'm excited to pull for her and test her. So see you in the next video.